like nobody ever went in the barn and stole stuff. So one day we go to this church trip and we come back and the barn is like literally like we pull up in the yard. So if you pull up in our driveway, the barn was in the backyard, but you could see it from the driveway. It was directly in front of the driveway. And so the headlights are on, and like the barn is not there. It's literally the spot where the barn was empty, right? And so we come, it's like, what the fuck happened to the barn? And the neighbors come tell us the barn burned down. And the people who lived across the street from us, she and her husband was like my mom's best friend. And so she was telling my mom, like, yeah, I came outside and the barn was on fire. And her little daughter, because she had three daughters, like the oldest was named Lynn. The one that was my age was Tammy. Then they had a little one that was younger than all of us, Jamaica. And Jamaica said, yeah, man, the fire was so big. It was so pretty. And like we conducted an investigation. Like I was like Encyclopedia Brown. We could never find out who burned down the barn. So years later, my sister and those same girls who lived across the street were in the living room, and my sister cussed. And my mom heard her. She said ass. So we had Harriet Court, and we call it the ass case, where Sean was on trial for saying the word ass. Now, my defense, because she hired me as a lawyer, I was one of the best juvenile lawyers in America at the time. I was probably one of the top ranked under 12 lawyers on the legal circuit at the time. I could have been on the kids Supreme Court. So of course my sister hired me. And here was my defense, right? So when we went to church, we had to say the 10 Commandments. We had to learn the 10 Commandments when we were growing up. And so we always said ass, like nor his ass, nor his ass. So it couldn't have been a bad word if you could say it in church. That was one defense. And the other one was, are you sure it was Sean who said ass? Now it was Sean, because we all know Sean cuss. Like Sean loved to cuss. Sean cuss bad. She still do. But we had the court case. And so I'm deposing the witnesses, right? Got them on the court, and everybody, plead the fifth when it comes to who said ass. So we get to Jamaica, the youngest of the brown girls who lived across the street. And she bursts into tears and said, I did it. And I was like, it was you. It's like, no, I burned down the barn. Like, I wasn't even like cross-examining her or, really being harsh. She just burst out into tears and confessed to burning down the barn. And so she tells the story that I left the barn open, so it was kind of my fault. She went and borrowed my bike. She was riding it in the street. Her dad called her home, and she just left the bike in the street. And when she came back, the bike was gone. So to cover her tracks, this is I thinking of a 7-year-old. She just burned down the barn. Like, they won't know the bike missing if I burn down the barn. And that's how she burned down the barn. And so the episode on This American Life was supposed to be about confessions. And we were going to interview Jamaica. And like, they have all of this on tape. But they were so fascinated with the concept of Harriet Court that they made the whole story up. They did the whole story on Harriet Court and not Jamaica burned down the barn. And the story of Jamaica burning down the barn, to me, is incredibly, like, it's funnier. And the thing about it is, like, there's a part in the episode that I had totally forgotten about, where Jamaica, like those girls across the street, Jamaica, Tammy, and Lynn, again, our parents were best friends. Hold on, let me know so I won't tear up. So I'd never heard this before. So Jamaica says one day